Good morning, friends. I've been in this business of helping people reach their full potential for more than 40 years. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Most people are looking in the wrong direction when they think about success. They're looking at the finish line. They're looking at the trophy. They're looking at the bank account, the corner office, the big house on the hill. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with having goals and dreams, in fact, I encourage it. They're missing the most important part of the whole equation. You see, success is not a destination. It's a journey. Now, I can see some of you nodding your heads thinking, yeah, Zig, I've heard that before. But let me ask you this. Are you living it? Are you truly embracing every step of your journey? Or are you so focused on where you're going that you're missing where you are? Today, I want to share something with you that will transform not just how you think about success, but how you live your life every single day. And I guarantee you, if you apply what I'm about to share with you, you won't just achieve success. You'll become successful. And world of different to those things. And we're going to explore that together. THEMYTHRIVL. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I met a young man at one of my seminars, bright fellow, full of energy, ambitious as they come. He came up to me during the break and said, Mr. Ziglar, I can't wait until I'm successful. I'm working 80 hours a week. I've got my goals written down, and I'm going to make it happen. Once I reach my goals, then I'll be able to relax and enjoy life. I looked at him and asked, son, when exactly do you think you'll arrive at this magical place called success? He thought for a moment and said, well, when I make my first $1 million. And then what? I asked. Then I'll be successful and happy. Friends, that young man was setting himself up for the biggest disappointment of his life. You know why? Because he was treating success like it's a train station. He thought he could just buy a ticket, endure an uncomfortable journey, and then arrive at success station, where everything would be perfect forever. But that's not how life works. That's not how success works. The truth is, success is what happens while you're busy making your plans. Success is in the learning, the growing, the failing, the getting back up, the relationships you build, the character you develop, and the person you become along the way. Think about it this way. Have you ever worked really hard for something, achieved it, and then thought, is this all there is? Of course you have. We all have. That's because the achievement itself is just a moment, a snapshot in time. But the journey is where the real living happens. I remember when I first started in direct sales, I thought to myself, when I become the top salesman in my company, then I'll have made it. Well, I worked my tail off and I achieved that goal. And you know what happened the very next day? I woke up and I was still the same Zig Ziglar, lying in the same bed with the same problems, the same fears, and the same need to grow as a person. The award didn't change me. The journey to earning that award changed me. The discipline, the persistence, the lessons learned from every no. I received the relationships I built with customers. That's what transformed me. That's where the real success was happening. Now, here's what I want you to understand every single morning you wake up with a choice. You can choose to see today as just another day you have to get through on your way to someday. Or you can choose to see today as an opportunity to be successful right now, in this moment. Success is not about arriving somewhere in the future. Success is about who you are being today. Let me break this down for you because this is absolutely critical. When I talk about success as a journey, I'm talking about a daily commitment to excellence in the following areas your character every day. You have opportunities to demonstrate integrity honesty, kindness, and courage. When you choose to do the right thing, even when no one is watching, you're successful in that moment. You don't have to wait until you're rich or famous to have integrity. You can have it right now, today, this very moment. I often say that you can have everything in life you want, if you will just help enough other people get what they want. But here's the thing. You can start doing that today. You don't need permission. You don't need a title. You don't need $1 million in the bank. You just need to decide that today you're going to be a person who adds value to other people's lives. Your relationship success is sitting down at the dinner table with people who love you. Success is being the kind of friend who shows up when times get tough. Success is raising children who know they're valued and loved. Success is being married to your best friend and working every day to make that relationship stronger. You see, some people are so busy climbing the ladder of success that they forget to make sure the ladder is leaning against the right wall. They sacrifice their relationships, their health, and their integrity to get to the top, only to discover they're at the top of the wrong mountain. Don't make that mistake. Invest in your relationships today. Call that family member you've been meaning to call. Tell your spouse you love them. Spend time with your children. These moments are success happening in real time. Your personal growth, are you a better person today than you were yesterday? That's success. Are you learning something new? Are you developing a new skill? Are you reading books that challenge you to think differently? Are you surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to be better? You know, I read for 3 hours every day. People ask me, Zig, why do you still read so much? You're already successful. And I tell them, that's exactly why I'm successful, because I never stop learning, I never stop growing, and I never stop becoming. Personal growth is not a luxury you indulge in after you become successful. Personal growth is the vehicle that takes you on the journey of success. Your health friends, I cannot emphasize this enough. You cannot be truly successful if you're neglecting your health. Your body is the vehicle you're given for this journey called life. If you don't take care of it, you won't make it very far, no matter how many goals you've written down. Success is making the choice to eat right today. Success is taking that walk even when you don't feel like it. Success is getting enough sleep so you can show up as your best self tomorrow. I've known plenty of people who achieved their financial goals, but lost their health in the process. And I've never met a single one who said it was worth it. Don't wait until you arrive at success to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself on the journey, because your health is success happening right now. T-P-O-R-O of par-essa. Now, let me share with you one of the most powerful concepts I've ever learned. The process is the point. What do I mean by that? I mean that the very activities you engage in to reach your goals are themselves the success you're looking for. Let me give you an example. Let's say your goal is to lose 50 pounds. Most people approach this by thinking, I'll be successful when I lose 50 pounds. So they suffer through their diet. They drag themselves to the gym. They count every calorie. And they're miserable the whole time because they're waiting to arrive at success. But what if I told you that every healthy meal you eat is success? Every time you choose to exercise, that's success. Every time you drink water instead of soda, that's success. You don't have to wait 50 pounds down the road to be successful. You're successful right now with every choice you make. The same is true in your career. Let's say your goal is to become vice president of your company. If you're only going to consider yourself successful when you get that title, you're going to spend years being miserable. But what if you recognize that every time you show up early, every time you go the extra mile for a customer, every time you help a colleague, every time you learn something new. That's success happening. You see, the person who eventually becomes vice president is simply someone who acted like a vice president long before they had the title. They were successful in their daily actions, and the promotion was just a natural result of that sustained success. This is what I call paying the price in advance. You don't wait until after you're successful to develop the habits of successful people. You develop those habits now. Makes you successful. And now, here's something I need you to hear, and I need you to really take this to heart. The struggles you face on your journey are not obstacles to your success. They are part of your success. Let me say that again, and the struggles are part of the success. You see, so many people think, once I overcome this challenge, then I'll be successful. No, overcoming the challenge is the success. The struggle itself is making you stronger, wiser, more capable, and more resilient. That's success happening in real time. I often tell people that the elevator to success is out of order. You're going to have to take the stairs one step at a time, and some of those steps are going to be really hard to climb. But every step you take, even when it's difficult, is taking you higher. That's success. Thomas Edison didn't fail 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb. He succeeded 10,000 times in discovering what didn't work. Each one of those so-called failures was actually part of his success journey. The learning was the success. The persistence was the success. The refusal to quit was the success. When you face a setback, and you will face setbacks, don't say, this is preventing me from being successful. Say, this is teaching me something I need to know on my journey to success. This is making me stronger. This is part of my success story. I've faced my share of struggles. Early in my career, I went through a period where I couldn't close a sale to save my life. I was discouraged. I was frustrated. I thought maybe I wasn't cut out for sales. But looking back now, I can see that those difficult months taught me more about perseverance, about resilience, and about connecting with people than any easy sale ever could have. That struggle was success. I just couldn't see it at the time because I was too focused on the destination instead of recognizing the value of the journey. Here's another crucial aspect of understanding success as a journey. It's not just about you. True success is measured by the positive impact you have on other people's lives along the way. It's about the lives you touch, the people you encourage, the hope you inspire, and the difference you make. You don't have to wait until you're rich and famous to make a difference in someone's life. You can do that today. You can be successful today by encouraging someone who's struggling. You can be successful today by mentoring someone who's just starting out. You can be successful today by simply being kind to the person at the checkout counter who's having a bad day. I've received thousands of letters over the years from people who told me how something I said or wrote made a difference in their lives. And you know what? The most meaningful ones aren't from people telling me about the millions they made or the awards they won. They're from people telling me about how they repaired a relationship with their child, or how they found the courage to pursue their dreams, or how they learned to believe in themselves again. That's success, friends. That's real, meaningful, lasting success. And it happens in moments, in interactions, in the daily choices we make to add value to other people's lives. You see, when you reach the end of your life, and we're all going to get there eventually, you're not going to wish you had spent more time at the office. You're not going to wish you had accumulated more stuff. You're going to measure your life by the relationships you built, the love you gave, the lives you touched, and the person you became. That's the success that lasts. Now, if success is a journey and not a destination, that means we need to learn to find joy in the journey. We need to learn to celebrate the small wins, to appreciate the progress we're making, and to enjoy the process. Too many people postpone their happiness. They say, I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll be happy when I lose the weight. I'll be happy when I find the right person. I'll be happy when I achieve my goals. Friends, that's a recipe for a miserable life, because there's always going to be another goal, another challenge, another thing you want to achieve. If you can't find joy in the journey, you'll never find joy at all. I encourage you to practice gratitude every single day. Take time to recognize how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. Celebrate your progress. Did you make one more sales call today than you did yesterday? Celebrate that. Did you eat a healthy breakfast? Celebrate that. Did you spend quality time with your family? Celebrate that. These moments of celebration aren't distractions from your journey to success. They are the success. They're the joy that makes life worth living. I remember a conversation I had with a gentleman who was absolutely miserable despite having achieved what most people would consider tremendous success. He had the money, the recognition. I asked him, were you happy on your way to all this success? He thought for a moment and said, no, I was always too busy working toward the next thing. Well, I said, why would you think you'd be happy now? You've trained yourself to always be focused on what you don't have instead of appreciating what you do have. Don't make that mistake. Find joy in the journey. Appreciate where you are right now, even as you're working toward where you want to be. Understanding that success is a journey changes everything about how you live your daily life. It means you start living with intention. You start asking yourself, how do I want to show up today? What kind of person do I want to be in this moment? Success becomes less about checking boxes and more about living consistently with your values. It becomes about making choices that align with the person you want to become, not just the goals you want to achieve. Every day, I encourage you to ask yourself these questions. Am I being the person I want to be today? Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Because who you are today is who you are, period. You don't become a person of integrity someday in the future. You either have integrity today or you don't. Am I adding value to the lives of others? This is the true measure of success. Are you making the world a little bit better because you're in it? Am I growing and learning? Are you better today than you were yesterday? If you're not growing, you're dying. There's no such thing as standing still. Am I taking care of my health and my relationships? Because what good is success if you lose everything that makes life worth living in the process of achieving it? When you live with this kind of intention, every day becomes an opportunity for success. You're not waiting to arrive somewhere in the future. You're successful right now in this moment because you're living in alignment with your values and making choices that move you in the direction of the person you want to become. Here's what I want you to understand. When you embrace the idea that success is a journey, you transform from someone who is trying to achieve success into someone who is successful. Let me explain the difference. When you're trying to achieve success, you're always chasing something that's out there in the future. You're never quite good enough. You're never quite there yet. You're always looking ahead, always dissatisfied with where you are now. But when you understand that success is a journey, you realize that you can be successful right now by making the right choices, by living with integrity, by adding value to others, by growing and learning, by taking care of your health and your relationships. You stop living in the future and start living in the present. And ironically, when you do that, you achieve those external markers of success much faster and much more enjoyably than when you were frantically chasing them. Why? Because people are attracted to people who are already successful in their character, in their relationships, in their attitude, and in their daily habits. Opportunities come to people who are living successfully, not to people who are desperately trying to achieve success. Think about the people you admire most. I bet they're not the people who are frantically chasing success. They're the people who seem to be at peace with themselves, who show up consistently, who treat people well, who have their priorities straight, and who are making a difference in the world. They're living successfully, and achievement follows naturally from that. RJORNY starts. No, so here's my challenge to you today. Stop waiting to be successful someday and start being successful today. Write down the kind of person you want to become. Not what you want to have, but who you want to be. What characteristics do you want to embody? What values do you want to live by? What impact do you want to have on others? Now here's the key. Start being that person today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you achieve your goals. Today, if you want to be a person of integrity, act with integrity today. If you want to be a generous person, be generous today. If you want to be a healthy person, make healthy choices today. If you want to be a loving spouse and parent, love your family well today. Success is not something you achieve and then you have it forever. Success is something you are and something you do every single day. It's a journey, not a destination. And the beautiful thing about a journey is that you're always somewhere. You're always at a point where you can choose to be successful in this moment. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait until you're rich or famous or powerful. You don't have to wait until circumstances are perfect. You can choose to be successful right now by making the right choices, treating people well, living with integrity, doggone gratitude. Friends, I've been blessed to live a long life and to achieve many of the goals I set for myself. But I can tell you honestly that the achievements themselves, the awards, the recognition, the financial success, those things are wonderful, but they're not what made my life meaningful. What made my life meaningful was the journey. It was the people I met along the way. It was the lessons I learned through struggles. It was the joy of personal growth. It was the satisfaction of helping other people believe in themselves and reach their potential. It was the love of my family and the friendships I built. That was the success. All of that was happening every day, not waiting for me at some destination. So I want to leave you with this. You are on a journey right now. You're already traveling. The question is, are you going to wait until you arrive at some imaginary destination to consider yourself successful? Or are you going to recognize that you can be successful right now, today, in this moment? Success is not a destination. It's a journey. And your journey starts right now. Go out there and be successful today, not tomorrow, not someday. Today. You have everything you need right now to be successful in this moment. You just need to make the choice. I believe in you. I believe you have greatness within you. I believe you can make a difference in this world. And I believe you can start your successful journey right now. Remember, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And you can start doing that today. Now get out there and make today count. Make it a successful day, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are and how you show up in the world. I'll see you at the top. And by the top, I don't mean some faraway place in the future. I mean, right here, right now, living successfully every single day of your life. God bless you. And I'll see you on the journey.